My brothers and sisters, let me tell you something that happened just 3 days ago that I have kept quiet about until now. At exactly 3 a.m. in the morning, my phone rang. When I looked at the screen, I saw it was a call from Uganda. It was Bobi Wine, your leader, the man you voted for, the man who won your election, but they stole it from him with guns and military force. He was calling me from hiding, and what he told me made my blood boil with anger at the injustice happening in your country. My brothers and sisters of Uganda, I want you to listen very carefully to what I'm going to share with you today. This is not just about Bobi Wine anymore. This is about all of us in Africa who are fighting against these old dictators who refuse to let our countries be free. What is happening to Bobi Wine and his wife Bobi today is the same thing they tried to do to us here in Burkina Faso. But we said no. We stood up. And that's why I'm speaking to you now. Because Bobi Wine reached out to me in his darkest hour, and I will not be silent. When Bobi called me that night at 3 a.m., his voice was tired but strong. He told me, "Brother Ibrahim, they raided my house 3 times. 3 times. They broke down my doors. They shattered my windows. They turned everything upside down. And you know what the worst part is? They beat my wife. They assaulted Barbie right in front of my children. The police who are supposed to protect citizens. They stood there and did nothing. No, even worse. They participated in this criminality. I sat up in my bed and I listened. Bobi told me he was recording a message for the Ugandan people from his mother's home in Gomba. He said to me, "Ibrahim, I had to sneak out just to go and greet my living mother and to say hello to my mama in heaven and my papa and my family members. I needed to get some love from home because out there it's just injustice every single day. Every day I'm hiding. Every day they're hunting me like an animal." You see, my brothers and sisters, when Bobi Wine told me this, I understood exactly what he was going through. Because here in Burkina Faso, we also suffered under leaders who thought they owned us. They thought we were their property, their slaves, their workers. Bobi explained to me something very important. He said, in a country under family rule, the ruling family is always above the law, and everybody else is just a worker, an employee. The police cannot say anything. They are captured. And you know what shocked me the most? Bobi told me that since the first raid, the second raid, and the third raid where they assaulted his wife Barbie, the police have not said one single word, not one statement. Usually the police in Uganda, they are very quick to come out and talk about everything. But when they attack the house of a presidential candidate, the man who actually won the election, they are completely silent. This is what we call a captured state, my brothers and sisters. Bobi also mentioned to me about your Human Rights Commission. He said they came to his house after the raid apparently to visit his wife and see what happened. But then after they saw everything, after they saw the destruction, after they heard about the assault on Barbie, after they witnessed all the criminality that was done at his house, nothing happened. They said nothing. They did nothing. They just disappeared like they were never there. I asked Bobi, what about the religious leaders? What about the church? What about the mosques? And you know what he told me? He said, "Ibrahim, a day before my wife was attacked, the interreligious community came to my house. They spoke to my wife. They saw everything was okay. But now after the raid, after the violence, I'm yet to hear their statement on what happened. This broke my heart, my brothers and sisters. Where are your religious leaders? Where are the Pentecostals, the born-agains, the Catholics, the Muslims? There are so many of them in Uganda, but they are completely mute, silent, like they have lost their voices." Bobi told me that yes, a few days ago, these religious leaders went and visited Barbie. They went through a series of police checks here and there. They managed to get access to the house. But after the raid, after the violence, not one of them is saying a word. This is shameful, my brothers and sisters. When the people of God see injustice and they say nothing, what kind of faith is that? Now let me tell you what else Bobi shared with me during that 3 a.m. phone call. He told me about the police spokesperson. You know what this police spokesperson said? He came out publicly and said that Bobi Wine is at his home, in his house, at his place. Can you imagine that? The police spokesperson is telling the whole country that Bobi Wine is at home, relaxing in his house. But what is the reality? What is the truth on the ground? The entire house has been turned into a crime scene. It is surrounded by military and police. No one is allowed to go in. No one is allowed to come out. The place is sealed off, like they are looking for a dangerous criminal. And yet the police spokesperson stands there and lies to your faces, telling you that Bobi is at home. What a shame. Bobi was very frustrated when he told me this. He said, "Brother Ibrahim, they think we are fools. They think Ugandans are stupid. But we know the truth. We see what is happening. And you know who confirmed the raid on the house? It was Museveni's son himself. That boy came out bragging, beating his chest like a gorilla, saying we did not beat up Bobi Wine's wife. We were just looking for her husband." But Bobi herself came out and told the whole world what really happened. She narrated everything. How they broke in, how they destroyed everything, how they assaulted her. The truth is there for everyone to see. My brothers and sisters, Bobi also told me about the threats he is receiving. He showed me the tweets from Museveni's criminal son. Let me tell you what this boy wrote. He said, "We stopped our search for Kabobi for 24 hours on the instructions of the commander-in-chief." You see, even the way he writes Bobi's name, he writes it like he is mocking him. He continued, "Apparently, according to some sources, he wanted to surrender peacefully. He hasn't surrendered anywhere. Now our troops have orders to bring him in dead or alive. Dead or alive. Do you hear that, my brothers and sisters? This is the son of your president, together with the chief of defense forces, ordering troops to bring in a presidential candidate, dead or alive. This is the same kind of language they use for terrorists and dangerous criminals. But what is Bobi Wine's crime? He challenged a dictator in an election. He won that election. The people of Uganda voted for him in massive numbers. And because of that, they want to kill him." Bobi told me something that really touched my heart. He said, "Ibrahim, Museveni had to shut down the internet during the elections. He declared himself winner at gunpoint. The people rejected him across the country. But he used guns and military to stay in power. And now, because we challenged him, because we spoke the truth, they want to eliminate us." But you know what impressed me about Bobi during that phone call? Even with all these threats, even while hiding, even with his wife recovering from trauma, he told me, "I remain committed to freeing our nation from these savage criminals. I remain hopeful that the people of Uganda will have the last laugh. Deep in my heart, I believe we shall overcome someday." My brothers and sisters, this is true leadership. This is courage. When a man is being hunted like an animal, when his wife has been beaten, when his home is destroyed, when his life is in danger, and he still believes in the people, still believes in freedom, still believes in victory, that is a real leader. Bobi also told me something very important during our conversation. He said that Museveni's son normally posts these threatening tweets and then deletes them. But Bobi is smart. He takes screenshots of everything. Because you see, we are in an era where it is very hard to delete digital footprints. Everything is recorded. Everything is saved. The whole world is watching. And let me tell you what else this boy wrote. He said, "My soldiers did not beat up Barbie Kabobi's wife. First of all, we do not beat up women. They are not worth our time. We are looking for her cowardly husband, not her." Can you see the arrogance? Can you see the disrespect? He is confirming the raid on the house, but then he lies and says they didn't beat up Barbie. But we have all seen the pictures. We have seen how the house was turned upside down. Window glasses shattered, door handles broken, ceilings damaged. It was complete destruction and chaos. My brothers and sisters, Bobi also shared with me the situation of his team. He told me about his deputy presidents. The deputy president for northern Uganda, Mathias Mapuga, continues to be missing. The deputy president for western Uganda, Jolly Mugisha, continues to be missing. The deputy president for Buganda region, the Honorable Segirinya, was arrested and sent to prison. They slapped him with fabricated, politically motivated charges of terrorism and all that kind of thing. The only person remaining free is the deputy president for eastern Uganda, and that is John Baptist Nambeshe. So you see, they are systematically eliminating Bobi Wine's entire leadership team. They are picking them off one by one. This is a coordinated attack on democracy, on freedom, on the will of the people. But Bobi told me something that gave me hope. He said, "Ibrahim, even while I'm on the run, even while they're hunting me, I'm doing what I can do. I'm visiting various leaders across the country. Yes, I'm under scrutiny. Yes, I'm under fear. Yes, I'm under high risk. But I'm doing what I have to do to reach out to the people and charge them and tell them that they can also play their part, either singularly or in a group, that we can change our country, all of us. You hear that, my brothers and sisters of Uganda? Your leader is not hiding in fear, doing nothing. No, he is moving around the country, meeting with different leaders. When he talks about leaders, he means the cultural leaders, the religious leaders, the stakeholders, all categories of leaders he has access to in your land. He is organizing, he is mobilizing, he is preparing. Bobi also mentioned to me about the institutions in Uganda that are supposed to speak up. He talked about the feminists, those who pretend to care so much about women and women's rights. Where are they now? A woman, the wife of a presidential candidate, was assaulted in her own home by security forces, and these feminists are completely silent. Not one word. It's shameful. The only people speaking up, Bobi told me, are a few brave activists who have gathered their courage to speak against this madness that keeps unfolding in your country. These are the real heroes. These are the people who refuse to be silenced by fear. My brothers and sisters, let me tell you something else Bobi shared with me. He said that now they are even watching his brothers and sisters, his relatives and friends. Yesterday his brother Mickey Wine posted that helicopters were hovering over his house. You see what they're doing. They think Bobi will run to his immediate brothers or relatives, so they're spying on all of them. They're monitoring everyone connected to him. This is the kind of state surveillance and intimidation that we also faced here in Burkina Faso before we rose up. Bobi ended our conversation by saying something very powerful. He said all of this is happening because we challenged dictator Museveni in an election in which he faced a resounding rejection across the country. The people said no to him. But he used guns, he used the military, he declared himself winner at gunpoint. And now he wants to punish us for daring to challenge him. But then Bobi said these words that I will never forget. He said, people power, our power. Keep fighting, keep resisting. Uganda will be free. My brothers and sisters, these are not just words. This is a promise. This is a vision. This is the future that Bobi Wine is fighting for, even while bullets are looking for him. Now I want to tell you why I'm sharing this story with you today. When Bobi called me at 3 a.m., he wasn't just calling to complain or to cry about his problems. No, he was calling to tell me that the struggle for African freedom is connected. What happens in Uganda affects all of us. What happens in Burkina Faso affects all of you. We are fighting the same enemy. These old dictators who have been ruling our countries for 30, 40, 50 years, and they refuse to leave. Here in Burkina Faso, we decided we had enough. We stood up. We took our country back. And I'm telling you now, my brothers and sisters of Uganda, you can do the same thing. Bobi Wine believes in you. I believe in you. The whole of Africa is watching and waiting for you to rise up and say enough is enough. Bobi told me that several of your supporters have been murdered in cold blood. Several have been violently arrested and detained. His home is still surrounded by the military even as I speak to you now. His wife is still recovering from the trauma of an overnight raid and assault. But through all of this, Bobi remains strong. He remains committed. He remains hopeful. And you know what he asked me? He asked me to send a message to the people of Uganda. He said, tell them that the task is on us Ugandans to free ourselves. I'm doing what I can do. But everyone must play their part, whether singularly or in a group. We can change our country. All of us. My brothers and sisters, I have seen dictators fall. I have seen people power triumph over military might. I have seen ordinary citizens rise up and take back their countries from these criminals who have held them hostage for decades. It is possible. It can be done. But it requires courage. It requires unity. It requires sacrifice. Bobi Wine is sacrificing everything for Uganda. He could run away. He could seek asylum in another country. He could save himself and his family. But he chooses to stay. He chooses to fight. He chooses to hide in the bushes of his own country, rather than abandon you. What are you going to do for him? What are you going to do for yourselves? What are you going to do for your children and grandchildren? The world is watching Uganda right now. When I share Bobi's message on our platforms here in Burkina Faso, people are shocked. They ask me, is this really happening in Uganda? In 2025, they are hunting a presidential candidate. Like an animal, they beat his wife, they destroyed his house, and nobody is saying anything. Yes, my brothers and sisters, this is your reality. This is what you are living with every day. But it doesn't have to be this way forever. Change is coming. Freedom is coming. Bobi Wine told me with confidence, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday. A free Uganda is possible, and I believe him. I believe in the people of Uganda. I believe that you will not accept this injustice forever. So my message to you today, my brothers and sisters of Uganda, is this. Stand with Bobi Wine. Protect him, hide him, support him, speak up for him. Share his message far and wide. Don't let them kill your hope. Don't let them silence your voices. Don't let them steal your future. The institutions have failed you. The police have failed you. The Human Rights Commission has failed you. The religious leaders have failed you. But you have not failed yourselves. The people still have power. People power is real power. And when the people decide that enough is enough, no amount of guns, no amount of soldiers, no amount of military helicopters can stop them. Bobi Wine is doing his part by risking his life every day, moving across the country, meeting leaders, organizing resistance. Now you must do your part. Every single one of you has a role to play in freeing Uganda. Some of you can speak, some of you can write, some of you can organize, some of you can protest, some of you can resist. Together all of you can win. I want to end by saying this. When Bobi Wine called me at 3 a.m. that morning, I made him a promise. I promised him that I would not be silent. I promised him that I would use my voice to tell the world what is happening in Uganda. I promised him that Burkina Faso stands with the people of Uganda in your struggle for freedom. And today I'm keeping that promise. My brothers and sisters, share this message everywhere. Let everyone know that Bobi Wine is still fighting. Let everyone know that he is visiting leaders across the country. Let everyone know that despite the threats, despite the danger, despite everything, he has not given up on Uganda, and Uganda must not give up on him. People power, our power. Keep fighting, keep resisting. Uganda will be free. This is not just Bobi Wine's slogan. This is the truth. This is the future. This is your destiny. Rise up and claim it.